This is a story about how North Korea makes money, about its people, its leaders, its system, and why none of it can be trusted. It's also a story about propaganda, brainwashing, survival, and hope. And finally, it's a story about how nothing in this world is free. Nothing. Every action has a reaction. Every choice comes with a price. Tag, you just have to know where to look for it. How does North Korea make money? We will answer that question today, but first, a small favor from you. Please click on the subscribe button below and stay updated with our latest news. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon. North Korea is known worldwide for being one of the most secretive countries in the world. It is also known as the Hermit Kingdom because of its self-imposed isolation from the rest of the world. Many foreigners are not allowed to enter the country, and even those who do are closely monitored. This has led to a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding about North Korea and its people. As outsiders, we tend to think of North Koreans as being brainwashed and indoctrinated into a cult-like state of mind. While there is some truth to this, it is also important to understand that North Koreans are simply trying to survive in a very difficult environment. They have been taught to believe that their leader is a god and that the state is all-encompassing. However, they also know that if they don't follow the rules, they will be punished severely. As such, many North Koreans live very restricted lives and are constantly afraid of saying or doing something wrong. One of the ways that North Koreans make money is through hard currency trading. Hard currency refers to money that is not North Korean won, which is the official currency of North Korea. Instead, hard currency is typically denominated in US dollars, euros, or Japanese yen. North Koreans can earn hard currency by working in the service industry, such as waitressing or working as a tour guide. They can also earn hard currency by selling goods on the black market. Despite the risks involved, many North Koreans are willing to take these risks in order to make money. After all, the official currency of their country is virtually worthless outside of the country, and it takes almost 100,000 North Korean won to buy $1. So if you want to buy something that costs $100, you need to bring 10 million North Korean won. That's a lot of money to carry around. Another way that North Korea makes money is by exporting goods. North Korea exports a variety of goods, including textiles, food products, and minerals. These goods are typically sold to China, Russia, and other countries in the region. The money earned from these exports is then used to support the North Korean government and military. In addition to these two methods, North Korea also makes money by laundering money. North Korea is known for its involvement in drug trafficking and human trafficking. The money earned from these activities is then laundered through the banking system in order to make it appear legitimate. Now, all of this might sound like a lot of money, but it's important to remember that North Korea is a very poor country. The average North Korean earns less than $2,000 per year, and the country's economy is heavily reliant on foreign aid. However, what if we told you that there was another source of income for the North Korean government that goes largely unnoticed by the international community? Welcome to the dark underbelly of one of the world's most secretive regimes. You won't believe the lengths to which the North Korean government will go to make a buck, from human trafficking to counterfeiting. No crime is too big or too small. In fact, some might say that the North Korean government is the ultimate capitalist. Just because they don't let their people use capitalism doesn't mean they aren't using it themselves. They're using it in the shadows, in the darkness. They're using it to fund their weapons program, to keep their citizens in line, and to make sure that their leader remains in power. But how do they get away with it? How does the North Korean government make money when everyone is watching? The answer is simple. They exploit their own citizens. They force them into hard labor. They take their money, and they don't care if they get caught. After all, they're not risking anything. If the North Korean government gets caught, they'll just blame it on the CIA, and who's gonna stop them? Not the United Nations, that's for sure. North Korea is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Its government officials are known for their lavish lifestyles, which they fund by taking bribes and kickbacks from businesses. In fact, it's estimated that government officials in North Korea make 10 times more money than the average citizen. But what about the ordinary North Korean? How do they make money? Well, they don't have much of a choice. The North Korean government controls all of the major industries in the country, so there's not much opportunity for entrepreneurship. Most North Koreans work in agriculture or mining, and they earn just enough to survive. However, some North Koreans have found a way to make money outside of the government's control. In recent years, a black market economy has emerged in North Korea. North Koreans use this market to buy and sell goods and services that are not approved by the government. For example, they might sell food, clothing, or household items. Some North Koreans even use the black market to smuggle goods into China. The North Korean government is aware of the black market, but it's unable to effectively shut it down. The government's priority is to maintain control over the country, not to stamp out every single black market. Besides, the government benefits from the black market in some ways. For example, it collects taxes on goods that are sold there. And by turning a blind eye to the black market, the government is able to keep people from starving to death. However, the North Korean government is cracking down on the black market in recent months. It's been targeting smugglers and confiscating illegal goods. This crackdown is likely motivated by a combination of factors. First, the government may want to send a message to China. Beijing is a major trading partner for North Korea, and the government may be trying to send a message to China by cracking down on smugglers. Second, the government may be trying to raise funds for its weapons program. By cracking down on the black market, the government is able to seize illegal goods that can be sold for money. Finally, the government may simply be trying to assert its authority. The black market is a challenge to the government's authority, and by cracking down on it, the government is able to remind people that it is in charge. So what happens now to those who make money in North Korea? What happens to the people who try to leave the country? The answer is simple: they disappear. According to Human Rights Watch, thousands of North Koreans are killed or imprisoned every year for trying to flee the country or for simply crossing the border into China. Those who are caught are often sent to one of North Korea's infamous labor camps where they are forced to work until they die. North Korea is one of the world's most repressive countries. Its government is known for its human rights abuses, including torture, arbitrary detention, and execution without trial. The government controls all aspects of life for its citizens, from what they eat to what they wear to what they think. There is no freedom of speech, religion, or assembly in North Korea, and any dissent against the government is met with swift and brutal punishment. If you were born in North Korea, you probably don't know anything else. You probably think that your country is the greatest country in the world and that your leader is a god. You probably believe the propaganda that you're fed day in and day out. You probably think that you're lucky to live in North Korea. If you're one of the few North Koreans who has access to the internet, you might have seen videos of people living in other countries. You might have seen people eating food that they weren't used to seeing before. You might have seen people wearing clothes that they had never seen before. You might have seen people doing things that they had never done before. If you've seen these videos, you might have started to wonder what it would be like to live in a different country. You might have started to think about leaving North Korea. If you've thought about leaving North Korea, you're not alone. Thousands of North Koreans try to flee the country every year. Many of them are caught and sent to one of North Korea's labor camps where they are tortured and killed. But some of them make it to South Korea where they start new lives. If you're one of the lucky ones who managed to escape North Korea, you know how difficult it is. You know how dangerous it is. You know how many people are killed or imprisoned for trying to flee the country. But you also know how great it feels to be free. You know what it's like to live in a country where you have human rights. You know what it's like to eat food that you didn't have to steal. You know what it's like to wear clothes that you didn't have to smuggle. You know what it is like to say what you want to say without being afraid of being punished. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.